Hi everyone, this is Dan. In today's video, I'm going to introduce you two latest COVID vaccines. One is produced by the Johnson&Johnson company. Another is the Novavax vaccine company located in Maryland, American. And also, I'm going to discuss the concern from the countries in the European Union to the Oxford Astra Zeneca vaccine. Okay, firstly, we are going to talk about the Johnson&Johnson vaccine because this week, Johnson&Johnson company just published its third phase clinical trial onto its official website. The basic mechanism of Johnson&Johnson vaccine is the adenovirus. So basically, just the scientists just insert the double standard DNA from the COVID-19 into the adenovirus. It's a kind of virus that causes the flu, and this kind of vaccine, the cell living in the vaccine can invade into the cell, but it cannot replicate, which makes it impossible to cause the disease or lead any adverse symptoms. So yes, and then the official instruction for the vaccine to apply to the general population is people who are older than 18 years old. And let's go for the third phase clinical trial more specifically. So there are over 44,000 people registered into the third phase clinical trial, and scientists in the Johnson&Johnson help cut the people in half, 50 and 50, which means 22,000 people in each group. One received the placebo, another received the vaccine. I think the biggest advantage of the Johnson&Johnson vaccine is that it only requires one dose, which is completely different from the other vaccines on the market. For example, AstraZeneca, Moderna, and Pfizer's vaccine. And the results show that the efficacy of the Johnson&Johnson vaccine in preventing the moderate illness is 72%, and its ability to efficacy in preventing the severe disease is 85%. And the greatest news about this vaccine is that it can completely avoid the hospitalization of the people who get the vaccine is 100%. And the side effect and people really concerned about it is mild, probably some fever or some sore throat, some sort of thing. But in the third phase clinical trial, this kind of mild symptoms fade within several days. Okay, let's talk about the next vaccine is a Novavax produced in Maryland, the United States, and the basic mechanism of the Novavax is the protein-based. So what is the protein-based supposed to mean? It's just different from the DNA and RNA vaccines. It's by inserting the genetic code for the antigen of the COVID-19 into the yeast cell. Yeast cell has a great ability to reproduce and synthesize large amount of protein in a relatively short time, which enable the massive amount of immune response occur within the human bodies. So in the third phase clinical trial, firstly I want to say I want to clarify that the third phase clinical trial of the Novavax vaccines is not published in Rapid Journal. It's published on its official website, and but we cannot deny its reputation. And the efficacy of the Novavax vaccine in preventing the UK variant is 89.3%, and but it's much lower much lower of the efficacy in preventing the South Africa variant. It's only about 55% for non-HIV patients, because according to the statistic published in the government of South Africa, is that 55% 55% male from the 18 years old to 55 years old who have human immunodeficiency virus is 55%, which makes it really hard, which makes it even harder for those group of people to get sufficient immune response. So, in the phase 3 clinical trial of Novavax, 15,000 people is from the United Kingdom, and the 3,000 people is from the United States, Mexican, in order to test the vaccines, the vaccines efficacy, especially to the UK variant and the South African variant, because according to data that it said that published in the medical journal, British Medical Journal, it said that the ratio between the original COVID-19 virus, the ratio between the original the death rate of COVID-19 to the UK variant the death rate of COVID-19 is about 1.65, which means that the UK variant would lead to higher possibility of severe disease and other organ failure, something like that. And it's the Novavax vaccines, like other vaccines, the Pfizer's and Moderna and the AstraZeneca, it demands 2 doses to bring the full effect and separate the 2 doses separate by 14 days or 21 days. But in most countries like United Kingdom and the United States and Canada, they all try to get as much people as possible to get the first dose of the vaccine, because the first dose vaccines, because the second dose of the most of the vaccines is to enhance the efficacy, but the first dose is sufficient in preventing the severe disease, which could significantly decrease the pressure the COVID patient exerts on the local hospital. Okay, lastly, I'm going to discuss the recent halting of the Oxford Astra Zeneca vaccines in Danish, because according to the Danish official, he said that one people died because after injecting the Oxford Astra Zeneca vaccines due to the blood clots, or we can put another way is we can say the thrombosis. And so the Danish official plans to halting the vaccine, the Oxford Astra Zeneca vaccines for 14 days. At the same time, in Austria, 14 women injected the Oxford Astra Zeneca vaccines, and 1 woman died, unfortunately, because due to the same reason as Danish. And the Austrian official said that 10-day halting of the Oxford Astra Zeneca vaccines, and the France and German government officials said that they assume that the benefit that the AstraZeneca vaccine brought to the general public is larger than the risk it brought. So people in European Union just have concerns to the potential risk that the vaccine brought, and they thought that because they injected the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines, and then it leads to the blood clot, which is totally not true. Firstly, we are going to look at one article published in the European Medical journal, and now the European Medical Agency are investigating in these cases. It's about the epidemiology of the venous thrombolism, or we can put another way, just to use the statistical analysis to investigate the general population who developed a blood clot every year in European Union. So the data is for male 130 per 100,000 per year who develop the blood clot, and for female is the 110 per 100,000 per year, which we can put another way, for on average people who living in the European Union who develop the blood clot is 10 people per month per 100,000 people. So at this stage, 3 million people in European Union have already get vaccinated. So which means, according to the epidemiology data, we should say 360 people developed the blood clot without getting the COVID vaccine. But in fact, according to the official register online, it said that only 22 cases about the patients who get the Oxford Astra Zeneca COVID vaccine, and then they develop the blood clot. And so still a lot of things has to be taken into consideration, and evidence have to be synthesized to give a bigger picture of the potential risk that Oxford Astra Zeneca vaccine developed. But we cannot say the Oxford Astra Zeneca vaccine definitely leads to the blood clottings. Okay, that is pretty much everything I want to cover today. Hope you like it.